Jesus exposes himself to the wild. Why? Because God has to go where the worst work is happening. And God's chosen Son has to go where the most dangerous events are occurring. And so Jesus does go. Now he goes with men to whom boats were basically like taxi cabs, right? At least two of the disciples are fishermen. They've grown up in boats. They know how to operate them. To them, a boat is just a way to get from one place to another. So for them to be in trouble on the water means it was a pretty bad trip. It means things were really, really challenging. And they cry out to Jesus. And I think it's important for us to remember that in each case, what happens is that even though Jesus knows he is not in trouble, he comes to the boat, or he stays in the boat, and he gets in and deals with the trouble by getting the circumstances that are causing problems to go away, and then he stays with the disciples. When you're in trouble and you're sinking, Jesus comes to you, even if he had intended to go someplace else, even if he didn't think you were in that much trouble. He has that love for his friends and his companions that makes him stay and makes him treat their fears, which are real fears to them, so that their faith will be boosted, so that they will become stronger. 2008, a tremendous economic front began building up. Everybody who had had faith in our economic system suddenly found themselves floundering a little bit. The winds of economic change were strong. They were huge. They came rushing down upon us, and we were thrown into one of the most frightening and awful recessions that we've experienced since the Great Depression. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people lost their jobs, lost their investments, lost their faith in the system that they'd been part of, lost their confidence, became fearful, ran like mad for the exits and found out that there was nothing there. That economic storm hit this church. We've been in terrible, terrible financial straits since that economic storm came, and our waves crashed in over our budget, and many of us lost our jobs or lost our retirements or felt that we were floundering and could not stand up. And we're still kind of scared about that, even though it's nominally a time when the waves are calming. We're still in trouble in our economic boat. It's a good moment to remember Jesus calming things and then turning around and saying, where is your faith? Where is our faith? We have been through much, much worse, we people here. We have lost friends. We have faced death. We have seen illness. We've done remarkable things with our lives. And so where is our faith now that the economic storm has rocked us? Where's that strength that we've been working on and building up? Here's what I think. I think we don't use our strengths until we're forced to. I think we don't actually realize how strong we can be until the waves begin crashing in, and guess what? They don't kill us the first time. I think what we need to do as a frightened people, as a person and a people and a congregation that needs to move forward in the world, is I think we need to start sailing. I think we need to start sailing under as small a scrap of sail as we may need and go as far as we have to, trusting in our faith in Jesus, our faith in God, our faith that there is something bigger than just this mundane world, trusting in that faith to lead us through these next few years. Don't be afraid. That's Jesus' message. Don't be afraid. I'm with you. I'm here in the boat, and if I'm not in the boat, I'm coming to the boat. You're going to have me on your side. I'm not guaranteeing you'll live. I'm not guaranteeing you'll be comfortable. But I'm guaranteeing that you have your eternal spirit, that you are part of God's love, that I am here for you. So that even if you think you have failed, even if you were that lead boat that flipped over, even if what had been a party turns into a tragedy on this world, I have not forgotten you. So, are we lucky? Yes. Should we still go boating? Yes. But we have to do it with strength, and we have to welcome the challenges as much as we welcome the sunny, good, bouncy days of happiness. One thing that I have remembered from that dinner before the race is that you never know when the person you're talking to might no longer be reachable with you. And what can be an ordinary conversation might be the last conversation. So I treasure that. I treasure that because it's a risk that all of us have to take. Cheryl West, who's just come back from Texas, was talking with me about how much her family loved one another and how terrible it is to lose them all. But it didn't stop her from going to her family when times got tough and being with them and loving them fully and being fully open to them. And I think that's something that we all have to realize. We take a risk in loving people, as Jesus did in loving his disciples. The risk is that we'll get hurt. Nobody ever said that you didn't get an emotional skin knee every once in life. But the reward you get for being brave and for being strong and for loving, as Jesus did, surpasses any amount of money you could ever have. So let's continue in bravery. Let's walk out in courage today. And let's not worry about the storm. Let's worry about our solutions for it. Amen.